Ladies and gentlemen, 1995 Kennedy Center honoree, Sidney Poitier.
It was in a New York theater in the early days for both of us, where I first encountered that presence and that voice. By that time, he had already advanced a long way from his first Broadway line, which was, "Mrs. Roosevelt, dinner is served." He would move upward on the political horizon, becoming, in the 1972 motion picture, the first African-American president, 20 years before Bill Clinton. You were a little slow on that one. There are people who come along in life and in art who have a presence that can capture your attention and hold it. One saw it in The Great White Hope. The critics used words like whirlwind, hurricane, and elemental force. One saw it in Fences, one saw it in The Blacks and King Lear. And Jimmy, when I saw you play Othello, I resolved never to touch that one. As I look across these lights to you, seated in that place of honor, I am moved by the power of your artistry and by the professional courage that have brought you to this place on this night. Jimmy, good friend and icon of the American theater, rest assured that our debt to you will always be borne with appreciation and grace. Go well, good sir, with the memories of this evening to warm your heart and light your way.
Before Jimmy was born, his father left. His mother turned to her parents for help. With 9 children of their own, there was barely enough. But their farm in Mississippi was home. Times were tough. The family headed north. They told Jimmy they had to leave him behind with other relatives. He clung to the back seat in terror and refused to get out. His grandfather understood. There would be no leaving Jimmy again. They left together for Michigan, but the day had left its mark. I had a feeling, he said, that if I stayed very quiet, they would keep me. Talking was so dangerous, he stuttered with every word. One day, his English teacher found him writing a poem and prodded him to read it out loud. I shook like a leaf, he said. But to my amazement, there was no stutter. His teacher led him to a world of poems, plays, and glorious words. He won back his voice, and more than he ever expected. This shy country boy had found his claim on the world. After college and the Army, he raced to New York, the land of theater and night shifts scrubbing floors. He devoured everything: acting classes, off-Broadway, and and experiments in the avant-garde. Summer 1960. Joseph Papp brings Shakespeare to everyone, free and in the park, and colorblind. Jimmy entered as a soldier in Henry V, but after 4 summers and 12 Shakespeares, people were coming to see him in the lead. He laid out the cruel story with a lion's roar. Then, a role carved from the rocky soil of America's past. A black prize fighter striving for greatness.
I'm in the prime of my life. I got my turn to be the champion of the world. I'm taking my turn. Hands up high.
Despite his great pride, life will force him to fall.
That's why he is, and that's what I'm getting. And I'm gonna get it the same saying yes sir, no sir. It don't matter what I do. Men now, you understand? And I don't want you watching. Help. Ask it.
The actor in the play shook the times and trumpeted his stardom on Broadway. He went after roles of complicated men, exposed at the nerve. Wherever he stands is the center of gravity. It was only a 2-hour voiceover session, but it launched him into another universe.
I've been waiting for you, Obi-Wan. We meet again at last. How do you do? Look at the stars. The great kings of the past look down on us from those stars. This field, this game, is a part of our past, Ray. It reminds us of all that once was good, and it could be again. Oh, people will come, Ray. People will most definitely come.
I'm not big and strong to myself, he said. So I like to play characters who reveal their conflicts and vulnerabilities. I don't act to find the answers, but to explore the mystery that lives inside each one of us.
Ladies and gentlemen, Charles S. Dutton, Kelsey Grammer, and Courtney B. Vance.
I played Cassio to his Othello in 1982 when I was a young man in the theater. James Earl Jones, you have no idea how thrilling it was for this young actor to stand on that stage with you every night for those 11 months and see you inhabit the role of Othello. It was as though I was standing on stage with a force of nature. I cried every night like a baby. I would gaze into those magnificent blue eyes, and 20 some odd years later, all I can recall is what an honor it is to know you. I am proud to have worked with you. I regard you as a force of nature. the real deal, an actor's actor, one of God's masterpieces.
When I was a student at the Yale School of Drama, and you may not remember this, I was your understudy for a production of Hedda Gabler. And although I was attending America's greatest acting school, my real acting classes occurred when I watched you in rehearsals. Your professionalism, your discipline, your zest and love for the craft of acting. We, the students, we spoke your name very slowly. James Earl Jones. And with the utmost respect, we called you then and still call you today the King of the American Theater.
When I was starting out, there were only two black actors you saw with any regularity: Sidney Poitier in film and James Earl Jones on the stage. When I was cast as his son in the play Fences, I was a second-year acting student at the Yale School of Drama, and I couldn't believe that I was in a play headed for Broadway. I watched him for 3 years inhabit the role of Troy Maxon and leave an indelible mark on the theater world. And that was my second training ground. He was my father on the stage. He is my surrogate father in life. Everybody called him Jimmy. I couldn't call him that. I didn't know what to call him. So I just called him Sir. And that's what I still call him. Sir.
It may be that James Earl Jones's own words sum up why we honor him tonight. He once said, "I am thankful that I have been able to serve my society in a creative way. I believe in the value of artistic endeavor in a society. Maybe art cannot always change minds, but art can change hearts."
And sir, I speak for so many when I say that you have changed our hearts forever.
And we'll leave you with this. Soft you a word or two before you go. I have done the state some service, and they know it. No more of that. Long live the King.
The Kennedy Center Honors, a celebration of the performing arts, sponsored by